to look at factoring trinomials. And I'm going to start with things of the form x squared plus bx plus c. The idea is we want to write this as x plus p times x plus q. And we'll have two conditions. We need p times q to be equal to c. And we need p plus q to be equal to b. We need this because if we were to multiply these two, we would have x squared plus qx plus px plus pq. Or x squared plus p plus qx plus pq. So I need the c to be equal to their product and the b to be equal to their sum. Let's start with x squared plus 8x plus 12. So I need numbers that multiply to be 12 and add to be 8. And so I'm going to make a table of all the things that multiply to be 12. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. 1 plus 12 is 13, 2 plus 6 is 8, and 3 plus 4 is 7. And since my middle term is 8, I get 2 and 6. So this factors into x plus 2, x plus 6. Next, let's look at x squared minus 12x plus 35. So I want to look at all of the things that multiply to be 35 and see what they add to be. Well, we have 1 times 35, and we have 5 times 7. 1 plus 35 is 36, and 5 plus 7 is 12. And that's really close. We have a minus 12 here. So it's important to remember that negative 5 times negative 7 also multiplies to be 35. And that would give us negative 12. So this would factor into x minus 5, x minus 7. Now let's look at x squared plus x minus 30. So let's think about all the things that multiply to be negative 30. Well, we have 1 times negative 30. We also have negative 1 times 30. We have 2 times negative 15, or negative 2 times 15. 3 times negative 10, or negative 3 times 10. And finally, 5 times negative 6, and negative 5 times 6. As we add these, we get negative 29, 29, negative 13, 13, negative 7, 7, negative 1, and 1. So we want this last one. Since the number in front of x, the coefficient of x is a 1. So this would factor into x minus 5, x plus 6. Next, let's look at what happens when we have something in front of that x squared, ax squared plus bx plus c. In this case, our first step is going to be multiply a times c. The second thing we need is we need to find numbers, p and q, such that p times q is equal to a times c, and p plus q is equal to b. Once we do that, we're going to rewrite bx as px plus qx. So we're going to split our middle term. And then finally, we will factor by grouping. So let's look at a few examples of this. Let's look at 2x squared plus 17x plus 35. So in this case, a times c would be 2 times 35, which is 70. So now I need to find numbers that multiply to be 70 and add to be 17. Well, 70 is 1 and 70, 2 and 35, 5 and 14, and 7 and 10. This would give me 71, 37, 19, and 17. So we need this last one here. Our next step would be to rewrite this as 2x squared plus 7x plus 10x, where we got the 7 and 10 from our table, plus 35. These first two terms have an x in common. That leaves me with a 2x and then a 7. My next two have a 5 in common, and that leaves me with 2x plus 7. I can now see that they each have a 2x plus 7. When I do that, I'm left with x plus 5. So this factors into 2x plus 7, x plus 5. Let's look at 6x squared minus 17x minus 14. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my table. My first step would be to multiply a, which is 6, times c, which is minus 14. And that gives me negative 84. So I need to think of all the numbers that multiply to be negative 84. 1 times negative 84, or negative 1 times 84. We have 2 times negative 42, or negative 2 times 42. 3 times minus 28, or negative 3 times 28. We have 4 times negative 21, or negative 4 times 21. We have 6 times negative 14, or negative 6 times 14. And I'll go ahead and extend my table over here since I'm running out of room. We also have 7 times negative 12, or negative 7 times 12. As I add these, I have minus 83 and 83, minus 40 and 40, minus 25 and 25, minus 17, and I can go ahead and stop. I don't need to fill in the rest of the table because I have my negative 17 that I was looking for. So I'm going to rewrite this as 6x squared plus 4x minus 21x minus 14. My first two pieces have a 2x in common. I'm left with a 3x plus 2. My next two pieces have a negative 7 in common. And I'm left with a 3x plus 2. I can now see each of these have a 3x plus 2 in common. And I'm left with a 2x and a minus 7. So that tells me that this factors into 3x plus 2 times 2x minus 7.